have a long-standing relationship for a very long period of subject at a very young age, and after that we were inseparable. What fascinates me is the human mind. I find it so interesting. Okay, so let's move on. Clearly this is going faster than I expected. Sigmund Freud was one of my favorite personalities because his work, anybody in the field of psychology knows how credentialed it is. Most of the theories are either to prove his theories or to reject his theories. Plus, he was one of the first people who actually spoke about the unconscious mind, which I'm extremely fascinated about. Now, to do with my journey in mental health, like I said, it's a long-standing relationship. Currently, I have my private practice. Apart from that, I do my hospital visitations and consultations. I also conduct short-term programs and workshops. This is my happy place, Soul Healing Counseling Center. So this was one of the only and the first places where we thought about the colors, the tones, the space to give clients a very good feeling of coming in where they can safely express their thoughts and feelings. So, mental health is a blooming yet developing field. I do feel that we are still developing, we're still in that toddler stage and we're walking towards adolescence when it comes to psychology. When I joined the field, obviously there were limited careers, predominantly teaching. And as I'm in the field now today, more and more options are opening up in the field. So when we speak about mental health in general, I'd like to divide them into these 5 categories which it has an impact on: physical, emotional, cognitive, social, and behavioral. So mental health, when we speak about, everybody has a mental health. As long as we are awake, we are conscious, we can breathe, and we have a functioning brain, which means that we have a mental health. When we have a mental health, which means that it is natural for us to experience mental health issues, right? So it's completely okay not to be okay on certain occasions of our life, especially when we are going through so many challenges in our personal lives. Today, more than ever, we have a need for counseling. More to do with the kind of rapid changes that are occurring with regard to social media, with regard to technology, with regard to the kind of dynamics relationships are in the family structures. Today, more than ever, we require therapy and counseling. So how does counseling really work? It is completely based on a confidential contract between the therapist and the client. For it to work, it is very important for both of them to determine realistic goals. It is extremely important for clients to realize that it's a collaborative process and not a one-step solution. Few conditions for therapy to work, which entail a good compatibility with your therapist. That is where the magic really happens. Without a good compatibility, nothing can really function. Being honest with your therapist, you need to be honest and vulnerable about the kind of issues and the kind of incidences that you're experiencing, even if they don't make you feel comfortable. Now, mental health has been a long-standing taboo. It is associated with multiple stigmas, right? Few of the things that we can do is to educate and create that sense of awareness when it comes to mental health. What is normal after all, right? When we talk about normality and we talk about mental health, we have DSM, ICD, all people who are from the field will know that these are the kind of books that entail the specializations that constitute as normal and abnormal. But we are only talking about 68% of the population, which is still at the lower extent. Emotions are pretty much built in our bodies and our minds for survival. They are there right from the evolutionary time, right from the back of the time, and these promote us survival as a part of the species. Anxiety is just one of the emotions. Now, experiencing adaptive and normal anxiety is very different from experiencing maladaptive anxiety. When it comes to anxiety, it is basically a response to threat or a danger by the body, where the body either goes into a fight mode, into a flight mode, or a freeze mode. And to do with anxiety, it's not just psychological as people think that it's only in your head. It obviously has an impact on our body. So a few of the symptoms are physical. When people experience anxiety, they have shortness of breath. They probably experience excessive worry, racing thoughts. They also let's talk about management of anxiety. How do we deal with it? There are way too many exercises that most people speak about, predominantly to do with deep breathing. The more you are able to relax yourself, the more you are able to tell your body that you are not under actual threat, but you are okay. There's a higher chance for you to reduce your anxiety. The second one is to create awareness. Most of us don't really know why we feel anxiety. It's important to sit down with our thoughts and create that sense of awareness. Where are these triggers even coming from? What are the things to avoid, especially when you're experiencing anxiety? Consumption of any form of stimuli, that's just going to make things worse. If you're dehydrated, you haven't had your sleep right, you haven't eaten, and taking a lot of caffeine, that is also going to increase your levels of anxiety. All of us want to assist people, especially we want to help everyone who's experiencing all forms of issues in their lives. But there is a way to do it. Few of the things that you can do for yourself is educating yourself. Most people don't know the struggles of others. Try and maybe educate yourself about what kind of issues people are going through. Listen to them with empathy without giving unsolicited advices, which is so important. Appreciate people for coming to you and expressing their concerns without judging them, shaming them, or telling them it's their fault, or there is a higher purpose in this learning. What we can also do is not criticize and not